today's mouse cage tour is going to be a little bit different than typical, because I'm going to just be like kind of talking through it and showing you guys, and of course I'm sure I'll have some clips with just like the mice and music and all that kind of stuff, but I really wanted to just like do this a little bit more vlog style and just show you guys what's going on with their cage. So it is obvious that they are housed in the IKEA Detolf cage. A lot of people use this for their mice. I think it's a great cage for mice. Personally, I don't really like it that much for hamsters, so if you would like to know why, I'll leave like a little card up there for you guys to check out. This is going to be the cage set up for 7 of my mice. Today I actually just got 3 new girls. They're very, very young, very small, and so I had to do a pretty good clean on the cage. Alright, so starting here on the left side of the cage, this is where I have the nice big portion of their bedding, because mice are burrowing animals. And come back a little bit, you guys can see that this takes up almost half of their cage. Split it with actually a shelf that came with the IKEA Detolf, and then they can get back and forth with a little bendy bridge that's connected to the platform, as well as the high end over here. In this area, the smallest or the shortest area is 9 inches and the tallest area is 10 inches. This is just aspen bedding. This is the So Fresh brand from Petco. I usually get the pretty big bag and it lasts me a couple of cage cleans. So if anybody asks, that's what I recommend. So in the back corner, there is a little you and me 2-story house. My mouse, Danny, actually really loves that. Usually she runs in there every time I open up the cage. She is my most timid mouse. So yeah, they really love that thing, so I just keep it there, and they also like make burrows and stuff under the substrate. And then I have this, I forgot what it's called, it's like the Lazy Lookout or something like that. So this is obviously extremely dirty because I've had it for so long with not really much use for it, because I don't have a critter trail to like stick it up on top of or whatever. But it's called the Critter Trail Funnel Lazy Lookout, so that is what it's called. But this is the first time that I'm actually using it, and I'm using it inside of the cage, and you guys probably can't tell, but there is a PVC pipe connector T-tube under there that goes straight up and then out to 2 sides, so that they can also make more burrows that connect to that and have that be a nest if they wanted to. And I just have this little, I don't even know what this is, like a seagrass or like hay hut thing that was from Walmart. They usually like tear those up so quick, so I'll probably have to get a new one pretty soon. And then I have the bendy bridge all the way in the back, as you guys can see, which, like I said, acts as the little transit route in order to get from here to this side of the cage. And then I have this little hanging DIY popsicle stick ladder to it, and it is engraved with 2 of my mouse's names on it. Just to the right of that, you guys can see that there is this little pink bucket here. I haven't actually used this in a while, but I believe I got it from Target or Walmart, and it was like $2 or $3 or something like that, and I just stuffed it with some toilet paper for nesting material, and then it is hanging up on top of the cage by a lanyard hook. So that pretty much covers all the stuff that is right above this. And then once we come over a little bit more, you guys can see that there is this little colorful star hanging toy with a bell on it. That came from Walmart as well. And then you guys can see that they have this little platform in here in their cage. This is one of the things that I sell on my shop. I'm not going to point everything out, but I don't sell the white one, I sell a natural one. But if you're looking for something like that, it is offered there. And then behind it, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's that little peanut house hide thing from Petco. My mice really, really like that. They like chewing on it as well. I think you guys can see a little bit better there. And then on top of the platform is this little flying saucer. I think I am going to change it out for a larger one sometime in the near future. But until I can find a larger one, I'm going to leave that in there for them, because they also have a few others to choose from if they don't want to run on the saucer. Then right here in front of the platform, we just have this 90-degree PVC pipe. They really like these, and you can get those from Home Depot. They're pretty cheap. Now this thing that's hanging all throughout the cage, like from there, then to the back, then back to the front, then back to the back again, that is just a braided piece of yarn. It can act like little ropes for them to climb all over, just to get them like moving around on top of the cage. And then right here in the front, we have this little cozy little hammock for them. They really like these, so I always leave this in here for them, and it's pretty decently sized for a few mice, so that's in there as well. And then right next to that hammock, I just have this little Petco kebab. Leave it in there so that they can use it to climb from object to object. Then I have this Veggie Ball here. I don't really use it that often because I usually give them the veggies wherever they are, but if they're not out yet, or if I want to like see them use this, I will just put them in there. And that is from eBay. That was only a couple dollars. I got it years ago though, so I don't know if they still carry it. And then right here in the front next to the 90-degree tube, I have this little playground thing. I can't remember where I got this from. I think AliExpress, but it had to have been around 2 years ago, so I'm sure they still sell it. Just know that if you decide to order this, you're not going to get it for like ever if you order it from AliExpress, so be prepared to wait. Right behind that, there is a pink hammock for them. They of course love hammocks, they are mice, so that is there for them. And then to the right of that is this little wooden box that's just hanging on top of the lid, of course, with those little same hooks, and it has some bedding in it for them to swing around in. And then at the bottom of it, we have another bendy bridge, just because that'll again help them get to all of the stuff that is located up on top, and they like to climb on it, hide in it, all that kind of stuff. To the right of the bendy bridge, I just have these 2 water bottles. 2 water bottles is, I think, a good enough amount for 7 mice, as long as you refill them every couple days, even before they empty, of course. And those are from Walmart. I find that those are the best bottles literally for me to buy for any type of rodent. I've tried the KT glass water bottle and so many others, and they all leak and stuff. And this one's actually leaking a bit now, so I may replace it for the other one, but for the most part you get pretty lucky with those. And then the last thing, people ask me how you attach them to like a Detolf. All I use is industrial Velcro, stick it on the bottle and on the cage, and it's done. And lastly but not least, in the back, I'm sure you guys have been able to see them throughout this whole video, but I have 3 larger wheels in the back. I believe these are 6.5 inches, and then that one's an 8-inch wheel. That's a comfort wheel. This wheel is one of the new wheels that Walmart sells. Again, I do recommend it, although it does fall forward quite a bit, so it doesn't sit straight up. If that makes sense, it leans forward, which I don't know if you guys can tell. It doesn't really hinder the mice from using it, but if that's something that would bother you, just know that. And then this wheel actually came from a cage that I reviewed on my channel a while ago. If I can find it, I will leave it up here in the card. But the cage was completely garbage, but the wheel was actually pretty good for mice, so I kept it. And I know this is random, but all of my mice are actually in the cage that I reviewed, just waiting and kind of chilling out until I can put them inside of the Detolf. Alright guys, so now this is the part of the video where I'm going to add all of the mice into the Detolf so you guys can see them exploring it to see what they think. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to close out the video now. I think you guys have seen a good amount of the mice for today's video. This is probably the first time you're seeing them as well, unless I did a video before this. But I'm not sure about my schedule right now. It's crazy though to me that I have 7 mice again. It has been so long since I have had 7 mice, and I have purposely waited, you know, the amount of time that I did before committing to this again, because it takes a lot of work to have obviously this many mice, or at least more work than before. Glad that I can actually be here with them and get them all bonded and work with them every single day and do all that kind of stuff. And of course I'm going to keep you guys updated, because I really think and hope that with enough work this can be a very good group. So with all that being said, if you guys like to keep track of these little girls and all of the rest of my animals, you guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which are just at @Lasane, just like my channel name. And as I mentioned, you guys can shop for some different pet supplies with, or from my shop I should say, with the link in the description. So if that is something that you seem interested in, you can definitely check that out. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.